Hello Spider Peeps. Right, today I want to use this. This is a smart LED neon light kit, and amazingly I bought this from Amazon. I didn't buy it from AliExpress. I bought one of these things in a previous video where I bought a lot of lighting kits from, and really this is a follow-on from that. So I want this light to go above my bed so that it comes on every morning and wakes me up at 6 o'clock. Well, it doesn't wake me up, but irrespective of what daylight's doing, I like a daylight light to come out in about 6, and then it helps me to wake up more naturally at the same time every day. So that's the plan. So I bought this, but I think I know the problem with this. Let's just plug it in. You can't see this, but I'll just plug this in off the side of the desk. Let's just plug it in. Whoa, very bright. Okay, so the nice thing about this, it looks like it is individually addressable LEDs. So it's lighting them consecutively like so. This is a bit hypnotizing. The nice thing was it came on when I powered it up, but I don't really want this. I want more control over it than this. Now it comes with an app. I don't care about the app, but I can probably use this for something else. I've just noticed it's got a little plug there, so that's useful in the first instance. So what I'm going to do is let's measure the voltages on this and see which is positive. Well, I mean, it looks like the copper one's probably positive, but let's have a look at that. So I was thinking I would just cut the wire off, but actually, just to prove that I am doing this live, I've just changed my idea. So it's always nice to be able to reuse technology whenever you can without having to throw it away. So I'm just going to measure the voltage on here. So between those two pins, so I've got 5 volts from there. So I assume that, is that changing a lot? When it comes on, does it change? Looks like I've got a steady 5 volts from the copper coloured wire. So I think that's definitely positive. It's just finding out which is the data one. So let's have a look at that. Oh dear, so there's 5 volts on that as well. Has that shorted it? Oh, had that stopped it working? Not sure. Let's make it go again. I think when oh no, it is still carrying on. Remains to be seen, but definitely one side is positive, I think. Can I set it so that is that M? Okay. Oh, it's a very pretty thing. Oh, I wonder if this is sound to light. Yeah, it is. My rumbling belly just triggered it. Okay. Right. So I'm just going to have to risk this, I think. So we've established which is the 5 volts. I'm pretty sure that the 5 volt is that separate one that looks red, copper coated one. That's 5 volt. Okay, what I want to do is control this via WLED, because then it saves me having to find some other hacky way of getting this to work and connecting it to Bluetooth. How am I going to turn this on in the morning at 6 o'clock with this? I'm not. Unless I get out of bed and trigger it. That's not the point. So I want to use this LED strip in WLED. Now in that previous video that I mentioned, I also got hold of this. I planned to use this for another video, but I'm going to use it for this one instead. So this was a circuit board that came already installed with WLED on it. So let's plug this one in. So what should happen when I plug this in? It should set up an access port already. So that's turned on. So on my phone, screen's dirty as usual. You can't keep these screens clean. We've got this WLED. So I clicked on to sign into WLED app, and we've immediately got the captive portal. Welcome to WLED. So it's already on here, which is pretty cool. So I'm going to go Wi-Fi settings, and I'm going to connect to my network here. So bear with me. If I click on scan, it should come up with the networks, and I'll log into one. By the way, if you're prompted for a password on this, the password is WLED1234. So that's connected to the network already, and as you see, my router has given me a ping to tell me that's connected, which is always a good sign. So I've just gone to the settings on Home Assistant, and you can see I've already got WLED appearing there. Visit device, loading WLED. Okay, so I think somewhere in here the config, so Wi-Fi setup, we should be there. I want to give it its name. Where's its name? So WLED app. Don't want that to be WLED app. It's got an IP address. Ah, there we go. WLED local. So I'm going to call this WLED bed. My other smart switch is called headboard, which this is replacing. So I'm going to give it a different name. And I think I save that. Save and connect. I can go into my router tool and set the IP on this to make it a permanent IP. So let's go back to devices. It's still showing WLED, so let's just add it and see what happens. Submit. Right, device name WLED. We want it to be called WLED bed. Finish. Right. So I'd like to control this now, but I can't because it's not plugged in. So let's try and wire this up. So let's have a look a bit closer at this. All right. So looking at that, you see we've got the 5 volt there. We've got data and ground. So maybe the safest thing to do is to assume that these are wired up the same way. It's a real pity that I don't have some plug adapter for this, but let's see whether I've got an adapter for that to begin with. All right, I think these are about the same size. It's always useful to have a box of these things. That's the 3 ones. So does that go in there? Or is it a substandard connector, which will be annoying? Yeah, that will go in there. Good. Right, so at least that gets us halfway there. So I will crimp these. May as well turn that off. And I'm just going to cut this. Right, so it's got to go in that way. Very hot in the cave today. Got a bit of a heat wave again. Right, which one is it? Right, I don't know how much of that you saw. I probably fast forwarded it as well. There's my 3 bits. So I think actually the best thing to do now is going to be connect these to it as it stands. So let's just turn it on. We don't know what it's doing to begin with, but I want to just try and work out what the right orientation is to begin with. So let's connect that one first. That's the 5 volts. Then we'll assume the next one's data. Oh, that looks positive. So we're getting, at least we're getting a signal. Or is that a bad thing? Oh, so let's pop that in there and let's see what happens. Let's probably better turning this off, aren't I, to begin with? So probably just blown the whole strip up. So that's negative. No, too dangerous. I'm going to just risk it and plug these in to begin with. So the little clip is that side, so that's that way. So I want the voltage to be down the bottom. Of course it's upside down. Oh well, twistable hopefully. Right, I think that's right. So I've tried it to keep it in the same orientation as the original plug. So let's pop him in and let's see what happens when I plug this in. All right, well, it lights up. That's fine. Let's try sending something to it on WLED. I've just gone straight to the UI to see whether this changes anything. Hey, I think we've got it. So changing blue there worked. Yeah, it's working. So I think that's wired up correctly. Let's do Pacifica. Yeah, that's definitely working, isn't it? So I think I've got it right. If I just check some colours, change it to solid. Everything's gone back to solid, and then go to colours. So we've got blue, red, green, so it's all wired up correctly. SpiderMaf purple, beigey, it's not beige, is it? White, you won't get perfect white. And it's probably not running at full brightness either, so I should be able to ramp up. Is that the brightness, I think? Maybe it's struggling there. So is this hot? No, it's not hot. But anyway, so what do you think, Spider Pete? I've left chaos on the desk, but that was quite a quick modification. I needed some of these, which had just so happened I've bought a cheap box of those from AliExpress in the past. We'll better not lose these. Let's put spare sockets back in. So this WLED board, built-in WLED, this was a longer neon style light strip than I had before. But now I can automate this. I can set this and find this in home automation. I can get it to turn on at 6 o'clock in the morning and wake SpiderMaf up. Hope you enjoyed this little very cheap mod. Well, very simple mod in the end. Didn't even get the soldering iron out. See you in the next one, Spider Peeps. Bye. Definitely going to need an enclosure. Definitely going to need a box now. Let me know. Let me know in the comments if you like. Let me know in the comments if you'd like to see a video on how I design boxes for my 3D printing. How can I make an enclosure for that? Bye!